Yo, this is Rass. Alright, we're looking at, I love this name, TheGreatFetus. I get tickled to death every time I see that shit. That's good shit, boy. Okay, let me see. Okay, we're looking at the Great Fetus. Alright. From an enemy standpoint, I've seen some hit reports. You already know you usually want to have them T-14 calves out there, and you don't have a big shit ton of high tier troops to get wiped out. We got a SVS coming up in just a few hours. Alright, those buffs right there, your siege machine attack is getting up there. Okay, your ground defense is getting up there. Let's take a look at, I think you're a K-38. Okay, from a defensive standpoint, if I'm an opponent looking at you right now, I'm looking at these high tiers right here and those buffs. Okay, I'm seeing those T-14 cavalries and I'm looking at those buffs. Let's see how many T1s you got. I know you got near flat refines. Okay, you have 500,000 T1s. And you have, they need a level 37 watchtower to look at you and see this. Alright, you don't have any advanced refines for this Carrillo helmet. And it's all troops HP. That helps get your ground troop HP up. Your ground troop HP is less than 1,000. You're a K-38. It looks like 2 of those flat refines are gold. So if it was me and I was worried about my defense, I would be looking into trying to get those other 2 gold flat refines to where all 4 of them's gold, so you can open up that advanced refining and improve your ground troop HP that way, because that's your next step to protect the higher tiers, because you've already got all these flat refines for your mounted layer, and you've got your Queen Bee at full specialty. You've got your Thieves Dragon. That's another way you can get your ground troop HP up, by the Thieves Dragon talent, and you'll want to level that Thieves Dragon up for a defensive standpoint. Your flat refines are all good. Well, you've got that 1%, but that's not nothing. With the rest of these flat refines being, I think I saw one that you'll want to get advanced refining opened up on them other Carrillo pieces. That's what makes Carrillo the best defensive set. It's got the best defensive buffs, and then you have the advanced refining. Carrillo is the only set that gives you helmet, bracers, and boots as a conquest piece. The rest give you helmet, leg armor, and bracers as conquest pieces. All these pieces over here you got to get for supremacy, but the Carrillo, you can actually buff all attack, defense, and HP with those advanced refines. See down at the bottom? That's really the only hole I see in your game, is that you've got low ground troop HP and you hadn't opened your advanced refines up yet. You got the Thieves Dragon. I know you just recently got it, so you really ain't had time to really make it super kick-ass and get your Dragon talent up to level 50 yet. But that'll get your ground troop HP up there too with the Dragon talent. Yeah, you got your flat refines pretty well out and done and knocked out. Where's the one I saw? Okay, there's 1% in the attack, and that 171 right there. Aside from that, you pretty well got your flat refines finished, and you got 500,000 T1s. Now, I'm going to send you another video here in a minute that goes to talking about why that T1 layer stops an attack, and you don't really lose a lot. I mean, your siege machines get kills, but you don't lose no troops in the siege machine layers, and your T1s get most of the kills. They stop everything, and it has a lot to do with troop speed. So you've built a good T1 layer that's about like a rally taker. So you've done that, and you've gotten Boudica at all the stars, so you've got all the percentage mount buffs, you've got all of your talents or specialties done with her, so you've got the percentage mount buffs there. You could probably go with 2 Brown Troop HP refines with the Thebes Dragon and 2 Siege Attack refines with the Siege Dragon, and probably end up with a good solid high tier defense on top of that T1 layer. Once you get them flat refines finished and done, you can fight with that T1 layer now, which you already know, but to really solidify that T1 500 million layer, you finish them flat refines. I don't know what your range debuff is. A scout report don't really tell that, but let's go back to, I think you sent me an old battle report where you got hit. Okay, there's one. All right. Let's see, for sub-city gens, you've got Nero. Best one offered in the tavern is Nero. Ascend him, get him 5 stars. I don't really know what he does. He's got some debuff, but he's not the best. Hojo, you got that premium gen Hojo. That's 4 of them so far. Baldwin, excellent sub-gen. Ascend him, 5 of them. Charles Martel's not really a debuff general. I mean, he does if you ascend him, but your Blood of Ares is better spent on other ones. Margaret, she's got some debuffs, but, and Dowager 6E. Arminius, how many was that? 9 sub-cities? Let me go see where you're at on ranking. I think that counted 9 sub-cities. Ranking. You are not in the 9 sub-city club. Okay, you're in the 8 sub-city club. I think I counted 9. Don't drop one if you got 9. 8 is enough to get some debuff up there. Looks like you could use a couple extra good debuff generals and develop them, get your range debuff up there. That'll help your T1 layer and your top layers too. You don't really have, like, you got less than 1 million T14 everything. So you're not really giving up a hell of a lot of points. Your T13s are up there. You are going to want to start protecting your higher tiers as you start building more troops in them top layers. But you don't have way too many where you're going to get wiped, and you do have that 500 million T1 layer for a defensive support. But to take these rallies, because look, the reason I'm picking on you a little bit You're doing a better job than a lot of the ones I've seen. You really actually know your shit. It looks like. Wait a minute, I'm not doing my shit. I'm looking for your stuff. Okay. Here's what you're going to be up against in a few hours. This is the most powerful attack gen they have over there. Now, I don't know what the hell. He must have just went and got all gold refines to go open up advanced refining, but his advanced refines at level 59, still those are flats, but he's got his gear grouped right correctly, and his advanced refines are up there. At least on his attack he is, so. And he's got the same equipment that Godfrey has, but this dude is not going to have no 3000 solo attack buff. But he ain't really going to need it because he does have T15s. He definitely has T15s. No question about it. The one I'd be worried about is this one. That ground attack with T15s is a mean motherfucker. Now, with your flat refines at 500 million T1s, you probably will just lose points. You probably won't get zeroed. But you're going to want some reinforcements this guy hits you, because we're going to look at your scout report again. Before I do that, let's go show you who that guy is if you hadn't seen him. This is the one y'all are going to have to watch. You need to know where he is at all times. And all but 3 or 4 players, and I'm thinking that's BMAV, DVB, Darby, and Godfrey. Maybe you look like number 5 as far as defensive and offensive capabilities. You're up there. You look like you really know your shit. So I'm just really kind of splitting hairs trying to see little bitty details where I could help make you better or stronger, since you asked me to. Ranking of enemy server, Monarch power ranking, where are you at? This guy right here's got the attack teeth. That's the one you're going to have to watch, him right there. I'll go ahead and share him with you. The Great Fetus. That's good shit right there, boy. Alright. Watch him. Alright, note to myself and everybody else. So, he hits you, and you know to get them T-14 cavalry ghosted, you'll lose a good number of ground troops probably with that hit. So that's 1.285 and 923. That's, let's go down here to server war. No. We need to get scores. Okay. See down there where it says kill 1 enemy server's level 13 troop, 52 points apiece. Kill 1 enemy server's level 14 troop, 60 points apiece. So let's go to the calculator. 1 point. Wait a minute. Now to do this, it's 1285 times, what was it, 52? So that's 66.8 million points he gets off your T-13 grounds. He might zero both of those layers. That's 66 million points. And plus, what was the other one? 923. 923,000 times 60. Times 60, you dumbass. It's 55,000. So you're looking at about 110 million points that he's going to get off of your T14 and T13 ground layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on those two layers for your defensive purposes. And over the next couple weeks, I'm going to talk about how you can make them layers stronger, increase in buff before you increase those layers. And if you do increase any other layer, you'll increase that T1 layer, because you've already got your flat refines damn near finished, and you're going to come up on your range debuff. So if you're going to build a layer, build the T1 layer. Let me get off of this. Get back onto your deal. So, all right. Let's look at your offense. We've figured out 3 things we need to do for your defense. All right. You have no sieve gear on this general. This is a premium general, and you have him at 5 stars and full specialty and a battle tested that you're working on. I haven't seen how big your dragon is, what level it is, what its refines are, I hope all 4 refines are ranged attack gold. If not, keep working for that. I haven't seen what the talents are, so you don't have no sieve gear on this general. Okay, I'm going to recommend, when you go for sieve gear on this general, since we just seen it, Godfrey's got a 3,000 range attack buff, and he put this same gear on that general, which is what I recommended he do. He listened to me, and he's got badass. Okay. The sieve gear conquest pieces you're going to be looking for: Sasanian helmet, which buffs range troop attack; Thebes leg armor, which buffs range troop attack; and Plantagenet ring, which buffs range troop attack. Also gives you range troop attack refines and advanced refining for range attack. Also, if you ever get a supremacy piece, that Plantagenet golden bow pairs with the Plantagenet ring, gives you that 2/6 plus 15 buff. That green one right there, attacking troops attack. And then you'll see in the top 4 that it buffs range troop attack and attacking range troop attack. Plus it will give you 4 refines if you ever get a supremacy piece for that general. So again, Sasanian helmet, Thebes leg armor, Plantagenet ring for your range general. Only thing you're missing, you got everything else lined out. What do you got? 1900 buff with him? I ain't even looked at your refines. Okay. Let's go. Aha. You got all 3 Aztec pieces. Well, since you got all 3 Aztec pieces, if you get a supremacy weapon, I'd get the Aztec Obsidian Sword. It'll give you that 4/6 rally capacity buff. You're still working on refines there. Those refines right there, the ground troop HP, and the fact that you're working on advanced refining for ground troop HP, to me, that's the most important thing you can do for a ground attack. Because ground troops, let's go look at ground troops real quick. I've only got T12 ground troops on this account. But those defense and HP for ground troops. Let's go look at another T-12. I think the next one's going to be Mount, next biggest one. The defense and HP for ground troops is higher than anything else. And their attack is pretty low. So, if a ground troop march zeros a keep, it's not because of the ground troops attack that they come through and kill. It's because there's nothing left in the keep that can kill your ground troops because they're too tough. They're like armored tanks. So you buffing the HP like you're doing and the defense like you're doing, that's a smart deal. Yeah, you're doing it to it, man. You pretty well know your shit, so I'm having to look. Well, now I'm talking to you. Okay, somebody killed 255 million of your T1s. Or damn near. Okay. Alright, you took a rally and you hit them for 1.4 billion points almost. Lost less than $1 billion. Yeah, that's a couple $100 million difference. Fuck yeah. Okay, so your ground troop buffs are a little bit higher than what the scout report said. Your range debuffs at 5. Oh, it was a siege attack. Minus 1046 siege. 2093 siege. Son of a bitch. What'd they throw at you? Siege. They threw 800,000 T-14 siege at you. Nearly 800,000 T-13s. Yeah, these people are putting their marches together wrong. Lucky for you. And range troops under... well... that must have been an incredibly high level 39 generals, huh? What are they killing with all this? Yeah, they didn't stack up on T-12s. Gave you a lot of points at T-14, T-13. Oh, they're sending all the range troops with a siege march. No range buffs. Not the smartest thing, but I'll bet mostly what they're killing is T1s. Yeah, you're killing 151,000 of theirs with your ground troop and losing less than 15,000 with your ground troops. You even got a win on the range troop layer. Siege machines are taking a bit of a lot. Oh, yeah, you got hit with siege. That's why. Huh. This is kind of even up battle on the high tiers. I'll bet you them T1s stopped everything. Yep, lost 205 million of them, but yeah, your range debuff needs to come up. Got to work on your range debuff. Alright, I've looked at everything you sent me. We've got some bullet points, so I'm going to write them down and send you this video. Hope it helps, and keep up with me, and we'll go over everything, and, you know, like a damn hot rod or NASCAR car in the shop, and put it back on track, see what it does, bring it back in the shop, you know, that kind of shit. And we'll try to make you more powerful. Hell yeah.